Hello and welcome to Ukraine Today. My name is Peter Byrne and this is the Press Review. An essay by American historian Timothy Snyder appearing in today's edition of the Politico ezine is the subject of today's edition. In it, Snyder, who was recently interviewed by Ukraine Today, contemplates the absence of a language problem in Ukraine after participating in a marathon television talk show in Kyiv. According to Snyder, Ukrainians love political talk shows, and millions of people watched the one that he was on. Sitting and listening to my 12 fellow participants, I was struck by the diversity and linguistic practices of the political class. Snyder writes that when speaking to one another during the show, Ukrainians chose various combinations and occasionally switched into Russian. No big deal. Russia's propaganda machine has for years churned out stories about discrimination against Russian-only speakers in Ukraine. Many English-language speakers who have never been to Ukraine might believe this. Snyder notes, for Russia to invade Ukraine to protect the right of Ukrainian citizens to express themselves in the Russian language makes no more sense than Germany invading Switzerland to protect the rights of its German speakers there. According to the author, the country where the right to expression in the Russian language is under the most threat is in Russia itself. As the future of Ukraine is in the balance, some Western leaders who know neither Russian or Ukrainian have been inclined to believe Russian propaganda about language discrimination in Ukraine. They should not. Ukrainian bilingualism is not only a state of affairs, it is also sort of an automatic courtesy. The author notes that prominent people on television or citizens in daily life make efforts to speak the language that is easier for the other person, observing that this everyday gentility perhaps tells us something about the character of the bilingual Ukrainian political nation that escapes familiar categories in the West, which are sometimes noisily imposed without really listening. This has been Peter Byrne with a Press Review. Join us again tomorrow for another edition.